Hello, my name is Joe, and welcome to the inaugural Boomer and Son podcast where we talk about the NFL, the NBA, whatever sports you guys request. We're going to give two unique perspectives, one from a Gen Z person and one from a Boomer. And we're just going to talk about different takes. We definitely have varied opinions being from different eras, and I think it'll be interesting. I think you guys will have a lot of fun. Let me know what you guys want. If you guys want to talk about different sports, or if you guys have any questions, put it down in the comments. Follow us on TikTok, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Boomer, what's on the slate for today? How was that game that we just watched?
Oh man, you can see I'm wearing the jersey. Thanks for the intro, Big Joe. Man, this is a pretty painful day, I'll tell you. Old TB12 tried to pull it off, played his heart out. Man, that was close. You called it.
Yep.
You called it. Young Buck calls the game, but I'll tell you, I thought TB was coming back, and I thought they had it in the bag. Explain to me how Tampa Bay allows Cup to make two catches for what, 60 yards in the last minute of the game. What the hell was going on there?
Yeah, I don't know. That was crazy. That was honestly unacceptable by the defense. You could see the look on Tom Brady's face after. He was just like, come on, guys. I just worked us all the way back into this game, and you allow two huge passes from Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp, I think he's a top 2, top 3 wide receiver in the league. I know he gets a lot of hate. People call him a system wide receiver, whatever that means. I mean, there's a lot of system wide receivers that are great, and he had the triple crown this year. He should win Offensive Player of the Year. I don't know why he gets so much hate, but he kind of showed why he is so great, playing in a clutch moment today and making up for that fumble. He did have a fumble, which let Tampa Bay back in the game. Matthew Stafford almost fumbled the ball too. He made up for it with 2 bombs at the end of the game. Matthew Stafford has never really had this spotlight on him, being on the Lions his whole career. He was kind of one of those guys where he's a good player on a bad team, so he doesn't get that much credit. But now that he's on the Rams, he's got the pieces around him. I really think they're playing a pretty weak 49ers team, and Jimmy G, we'll talk about that a bit later. I think that this guy's going to the Super Bowl, and I'm pretty happy for Matt Stafford after being stuck in Detroit for all this time.
I got to tell you, Joe, I thought the young guy Stafford had no chance against Brady, and when he kind of lost that snap, I'm thinking, there it is. There's that Matthew Stafford we've come to love and trust.
Yeah,
but he made some big plays down the end, and even though Brady, honestly, I don't know that he could have played better. Certainly in the fourth quarter and earlier in the game, there's some questions about how he played. But man, Stafford made some big plays when it counted. Even though he actually did fumble, he just recovered his own fumble there.
Yep.
It looked like they were trying to give the game away, but to his credit, you know what? He girded his loins, as the old saying goes, and he toughed it up, and he just flat out beat them. Nothing to say. Young kid wins.
Yeah. And Odell Beckham is my favorite player. He didn't play that great of a game today, but I love OBJ. And I don't know. Here's the thing. I am a Patriots fan. We are both Patriots fans, so we love TB12. We would love to see him win, but this is kind of interesting. I know I was listening to a podcast. People were saying a lot of people hate the Cowboys because of Skip Bayless. And I know this hurts for me to say as a Patriots fan. I have a Tom Brady jersey. He was my favorite quarterback. He's probably my favorite player of all time. He's the reason I started loving football. But God, Skip Bayless makes it so hard to cheer for Tom Brady, just kind of like how he makes it hard to cheer for the Cowboys. It's like I just want to see Skip Bayless annoyed at the end of the game, talking about GOAT, Tampa Bay, all this stuff. So a little bit of me, even though I love Tom Brady, it's kind of nice to see him lose sometimes just so I can see Skip sad.
Yeah, so I got to tell you, it's never hard for me to cheer against the Cowboys, and Skip just makes it that much easier. But I guess there is a silver lining to everything. Sad as I am that Tom Brady and the Bucs lost, it'd be pretty fun to see Shannon gloating tomorrow, because I think he called the game bang on, 30-27, 30-27 for the Rams.
Yep.
And old Skippy, I think he lost himself a bunch of what is it, Diet Mountain Dew? Whatever the heck.
Diet Dew. Some Diet Dew, the nectar of champions.
Yeah, the Diet Dew. Well, he's out of mountain, man.
Yeah.
He's out of mountain.
Yeah, and honestly, I think this is kind of an interesting take on the game. I know the reason they won isn't because OBJ, but you got to kind of take into account that OBJ, he's just another threat, him and Cooper Kupp. So he puts a lot of pressure, or he takes off a lot of pressure on other guys, like Van Jefferson that had a great game too. And OBJ is someone that had a lot of problems earlier in the season. People said this guy's got a lot of character problems. I remember his dad was going out on social media. People said this is unacceptable. And another guy that had a lot of problems off the field, maybe not as much as OBJ, is AB, Antonio Brown. And he wasn't playing. And Brady really had no weapons with Chris Godwin out. Leonard Fournette, Tutty Fournette, Super Bowl Fournette. He had a great game. He kept them in the game. They could not stop Fournette. And I think a problem is their defense played so bad that they couldn't run the ball that much earlier in the game because they were down by so many scores. I kind of got to blame the Tampa defense here, but I really do want to blame Bruce Arians. I was a huge fan of AB. I think he should have just let him sit out. He's a talent that you're not going to be able to replace. I think he's a huge reason why they won a Super Bowl last year. And
Yeah,
I,
whatever.
I know,
Whatever.
I know you don't
Good
like AB.
riddance.
I know you don't
Good
like AB,
riddance.
but AB and Tom Brady are now in the same place, sitting at home, not in the playoffs. So
Whatever.
I think AB is a
Rather than
huge reason
Brady
that they
lose than
lost.
that, than AB be on a team. That's disgusting what he did. And I'm not saying that AB is not like a supremely talented, if not possibly even the best receiver in the league, certainly top 3 to 4 receivers in the whole league. But come on, man, you rip your uniform off and throw your stuff up in the crowd. That's crap. Okay. That's not, it doesn't belong on any decent team. And you know what? He's just going to keep doing it. Like, it's not like it's going to change. Do you want that? Was he going to make the difference today? I don't know.
I think he would.
Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. He's not playing defense. The defense cost him the game, not the offense. Okay. I just want to be clear about that. They scored 27 points. That should be enough for a victory.
Offense, yeah. Yeah.
Should be enough for a victory. Okay. Yeah. And the same with Odell Beckham Jr. Again, I know you like these young hot dogs, social media, blah, blah, blah. And again, I'm not saying he's not a talented guy because he is. And I'm not even saying he's not a nice guy because, in fact, I saw him interviewed yesterday. Man, like he's grown up big time. But, give me Cooper Kupp, man. Guy that does his job, just shuts up, does his thing, makes the big plays, gets up off the field, keeps going. Yep. None of this kind of newfangled, jumping around like a maniac. Like whatever. You cut the pass, move on, right? You score the winning touchdown, then you celebrate.
Yeah.
First down. Look at me. I got a first down like in the first quarter. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
I don't understand that, but OBJ is, I love OBJ. I knew Baker Mayfield was the problem. I wish we started this podcast earlier because right away, right when OBJ went to LA, I said, these guys are title favorites. I know a lot of people did say that. It's not really a hot take, but I knew they're going to make it to the Super Bowl. And obviously I didn't predict that Aaron Rodgers and company would suck so bad. And I didn't predict that half the team of Tampa Bay would get injured and AB would leave. But I had a feeling the Rams were going to go to the Super Bowl. And I don't know if they're going to win. I did pick them to win, but I guess we're going to see who wins between the Bills and the Chiefs tomorrow. That's going to be, or later today. This is filmed before the Chiefs and Bills game, just so you guys know. So we're not going to be talking about that game. But I guess we're going to see what happens there. And this NFC matchup is going to be interesting because, to be honest, I kind of find Matt Stafford and Jimmy G similar quarterbacks. Like good. I think Jimmy G is obviously way worse. I do know that. But Matt Stafford at times does play like Jimmy G, where he has a great game and then he just throws some stupid picks at the end of the game. We saw it today with the fumble at the end and he recovered it himself, but also the snap over his head. I don't know if that was his fault or the center's fault, but I think they're two guys that they can either be playing like the greatest quarterback in the world or the worst quarterback in the world. But I think Matt Stafford is definitely better than Jimmy G. We can all say that. So I do have the Rams going to the Super Bowl. And I think we should talk a little bit about that 49ers game while we're talking about Jimmy G right here. What did you think about that game, Boomer?
Damn, that was, again, this goes back, and I think this game showed it for a while that special teams is like that boring stuff that nobody likes to talk about is so important. But I mean, in that Packers game, special teams killed them, for God's sakes. Block punt for a touchdown, the only touchdown that San Francisco scored. Missed field goal that was totally makeable, like at the end of the half. And Jimmy G, I don't know, man. He should get like some kind of an award for being like the worst quarterback in a game to win a freaking divisional title. I mean, like that was insane. He played like crap. I can't, like, honestly, I can't even believe this guy's in the NFL at the top level. Like he was terrible, and yet they still won. He didn't even get a touchdown. When he did play, to his credit, made a couple of nice passes at the end. to get himself into position for that field goal. And
Yep.
man, all credit to that kicker. That field was slick. That was a slick field. Guy
Yep.
comes out, does the job, game over. Man, this has been incredible. So I see San Francisco as a flawed team. I mean, Deebo Samuel is ridiculous. That guy is man, I don't even know where he came from, man. Like he's like a superhuman, that guy. He does everything.
Yep.
He ran back that kick like to the 50-yard line. I mean, he is just an unbelievable complete package player. I know he got hurt in the game. It looked like he took some really solid hits. You know, he's out for a play or two and then he's right back in. I mean, the guy is an absolute warrior. And so from that perspective, kind of worry about San Francisco. From a quarterback perspective, you kidding me, man? You can just count on Garoppolo to throw the ball away a bunch of times. And in fact, he's lucky he didn't get picked off 2 or 3 times in that game.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that San Francisco should get beat, but you know what? He played like crap and the special teams won the game for him. And the defense, sorry, let me not mention the defense. On the flip side, LA, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, those guys are beasts.
Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of pressure on him.
Love those guys.
He's gonna have a lot. Jimmy G is gonna have his hands full in that game.
He's gonna get crumpled, man. He's gonna be in pain.
Close.
He's got to pray that Deebo takes the whole game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Jimmy G, Jimmy Garbage Can, Jimmy Garbage Opolo, Jimmy Cans. Jimmy was horrible. We all saw that. Someone's got to get Jimmy G a pizza application. He cannot play on this team. I know they do have Trey Lance. I literally can, unless they win a Super Bowl, I cannot see Jimmy G playing next year. Even if they do win a Super Bowl, they either got to get Trey Lance to start playing, or they need to, I think they should trade for Deshaun Watson, trade some of their young pieces for Deshaun Watson, trade some picks for Deshaun Watson, because this is a Super Bowl winning team without Jimmy G. If you just have a decent quarterback that is not absolute cans like Jimmy G, he's a garbage can. But sometimes Jimmy G will have a crazy game. I mean, who knows? Maybe he'll have one of these, but will he have 2 in a row? I can't see it happening. I really just can't see this team winning the Super Bowl.
You can't count this as 1 in a row because he sucked.
I'm saying, can he win? Can he have 2 in a row to win the Super Bowl? Can he have one against the Rams?
He didn't even have a good game this time, and he won.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Is the defense and special teams carried him?
I think also I think also the Green Bay Packers sold that game. I think they lost that game. They let Deebo go for like a 45-yard return at one point. They obviously the blocked field goal, the blocked punt for a touchdown. It's been a problem the entire season. I remember they played the Bears, and the Bears were actually beating the Packers earlier in the season, and the special teams were just losing them the game. And I remember people saying, like, man, this is the Bears. They ended up coming back and winning, but against a half decent team, you're not winning with horrible special teams. We're Patriots fans, so we know Bill Belichick is always talking about special teams.
And it's special teams. It's kind of boring, kind of old man stuff. Like, who gives a shit? But you know what? It's important. It's important. I mean, if you watched even in this Tampa game, they were winning the special teams game until one of their guys kind of messed up and didn't down the punt. Like, that would have been inside the 5-yard line. They got greedy and was looking to kind of down it at the 1. Yeah. And it skipped away from him in the end zone. You know, like, that's an opportunity. Instead of at the 5-yard line or 4-yard line, they started from their 25. Now, Tom Brady didn't take advantage of that, but it's those little things in special teams that make a big difference and can turn a game right around.
Yeah, another huge play. I guess just on the topic of special teams, the Tampa kicker missing that first field goal. If you look back, there we might have a different result if he hits that first field goal. Is a 48-yard field goal in the first quarter, and he did miss it. I know a 48-yard field goal is not a gimme, but I feel like the way that these kickers have been playing in the playoffs, we've kind of gotten spoiled, and a 48-yard field goal just seems like that's 3 points automatically. But realistically, it was a tough field goal, but still, you kind of got to make that in a big game.
In the playoffs, man, that's nowadays that's a very makeable kick. I mean, he just started it right and just kind of just missed the whole time. Like, it was never going in. You're right. It's those points that you give away in a tight game against a good team. Yeah, you know, I think that you're right that the offense and Tom Brady were handicapped because they didn't have quite enough receivers. Grayson kind of went down too, and I thought he would have been really the guy to replace Antonio Brown to kind of give them another option. So they were definitely short quality receivers. But then Tom was missing. Who's number 10? What's his name? Miller? I can't even remember his name. But
Godwin.
no, 10 today. They had a
Oh,
number of
he what?
times he was open in the middle.
Oh,
And I'm not,
Miller. Yeah. Miller. I thought you meant
Miller, yeah,
missing,
and he
like he
was
was
just
injured.
wasn't picking them up. I
Yeah.
mean, it's hard. I mean, these guys you got freaking behemoths coming at you. It's easy to complain about it, but he did seem to miss them a number of times when he was open in the middle, throwing passes to Gronk or Evans instead. Whether it was a
Yeah.
matter like, does he trust the guy or is he just somehow not picking him up?
Yeah. Brady's usually
But
pretty good at seeing the field, so that was surprising. And but in fairness, a lot of his guys were dropping picks or dropping passes. That we kind of know that about the Buccaneers wide receivers. Brady leads the league or led the league in touchdowns, and he also his team led the league in dropped touchdowns, which kind of just shows how good
wow.
Brady is, even when he's not working with the best weapons. To be honest, this game kind of felt like Brady's last season in New England, where it's like he's doing everything he can, but when you don't have the weapons around you, it's going to be difficult. Obviously, he did have Mike Evans and Fournette was playing great out of his mind. So they did everything he could. You really can't blame this one on Brady. And I hope he comes back another year. Could this be Brady's last game? I can't see it. I know that people on the broadcast were saying this might be Brady's last game, but I really just can't see it. It's Tom Brady. I think if he wins another Super Bowl next year, he's gone, but I think he wants to go out on a win. So yeah, I just can't see this being Brady's last game ending on this
Yeah,
note.
no, he'll be going hard for sure. You know that. So, what do you think about the Bills in KC? They're going to be starting up any minute now if they haven't already started. Actually, in Kansas City, could be pretty wild to imagine Cincinnati possibly against Buffalo. I mean, this could be the year. I look for Buffalo fans out there. This could be the year they win the Super Bowl. I mean, like the path is kind of open to me. That the strongest team was Green Bay. They
Yep.
showed that they had the Achilles heel, the special teams Achilles heel.
Yep.
Tampa has got Tom Brady to go to kind of seems to just perform miracles like he did today, honestly, to get them back into the game. That was like a miracle.
Yep.
But those guys are gone. And now all these teams are really kind of fatally flawed. I thought like Matt Stafford played, pretty amazing. But I don't, like you said, I have a hard time imagining he's going to play that great 2 more games in a row. All of a sudden, Josh Allen and company, man, if they can get past Mahomes, I mean, that's going to be one
Yeah,
hell of a
that's the
challenge.
thing. Yep.
But if they do, I feel like the Super Bowl is actually being played in Kansas City right now.
Yeah. I still got the Rams. I know, but I can definitely see the Bills winning. I can definitely see KC winning. And I don't know. Right now, that's such a toss-up game, I feel like, because they're both pretty consistent quarterbacks, but Mahomes does obviously he's got the experience, and I don't. Mahomes is kind of turning into Tom Brady now, where you don't really want to bet against Mahomes. And I think KC is going to win it. I think it's going to be a close game, but I do think KC's going to win it. He's at home, or they're at home. You never bet against Patty Mahomes. And can the Bengals beat KC? I can't really see it. I really think the Rams and KC are going to win the Super Bowl. And I guess we'll have to see how the injuries go and how everything's going, but I can't really
Hey,
pick
but
a
wait
winner
a
at this
minute.
time.
Wait a minute, Joe. The Bengals already did beat KC.
They did. They
They beat
did,
them
but
already this season.
it was close. It was a close game. I think honestly, people were underestimating how good the Bengals were. I underestimated how good the Bengals were, how good Burrow's been playing, how good Chase has been playing, especially their kicker. I'm pretty sure he's a rookie kicker, one of the best rookie kickers I've ever seen. The fact that he's just performing this well, and especially in the playoffs, a lot of pressure on you. I think the kicker is like one of the most pressure positions in football because it's just you out there. I mean, obviously the holder can make mistakes, but if you screw up, it's kind of on you. The quarterback makes a pass, the receiver screws up. It's kind of on both of them. It's on the O line too. The kicker is
Oh
just
yeah,
you out there by yourself. I think
yeah.
it's a super underrated position, and that's what the Bengals need. They do have a great kicker, but it's I think their run is going to end. Whoever wins this game against with KC and Buffalo, uh, they're just too young. But I think this team could be a dynasty to come. Jamar Chase is a rookie. Joe Burrow is young. I think he should win comeback player of the year this year. Coming off a torn ACL, he has been unbelievable. Joe Shiesty, he's been awesome. I love I like the Bengals. I know a lot of people like don't really love the Bengals, or just because there's a lot of Browns fans out there, a lot of Steelers fans, a lot of Ravens fans that are in the division. But you gotta feel a little bit happy for this team. They've been so horrible for so long. Kind of reminds me of the Browns last year, finally making the playoffs and going on that little run.
Yeah,
But
they've been pathetic for years, man. I mean, I think the last time they'd won was like when Boomer was there,
yeah,
like so long ago. It's insane how long it's been since they've won. But good for them. I mean, you know what? Burrows, he's a cocky young guy. Makes some plays. That Chase kid, damn, man, he can flat out run and catch that ball. Like he's that's a great pairing that they have. Who knows what they can accomplish? And again, it's kind of like a bit of a weakened field this year. I'm telling you, I feel like it's wide open. I still feel like Buffalo and Kansas City have both got the advantage over everybody else, but
yeah. I think it definitely is wide open. The only team I just can't see winning a Super Bowl is San Fran right now. And I did honestly I picked them over Green Bay. Uh I don't know. Rogers just I don't know, man. Rogers is something else. He's got to get out of Green Bay. Devontae Adams is also going to leave Green Bay. It's just kind of inevitable at this point.
where
That
do you
team
think
is going
he'll
to be
go?
Devontae Adams or Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Adams is great too. I mean, but hopefully
Uh,
it'll be pretty nice if they went to the same place. Imagine that.
that would be incredible to start up a new duo. Uh Rodgers, man, he's kind of like Brady, and no one really thought Brady was going to go to the Bucks. I think a similar team to the Bucks is the Broncos. They've got a lot of great pieces, but their quarterback is just horrible. Teddy Two Gloves just makes way too many mistakes, but they have a lot of potential. They've got a great defense, which is kind of something that Green Bay has not had. Their defense blows a lot of games. Not this game. Their special teams blew it, and Rodgers obviously didn't have that great of a game, especially for his standards. But I think I can definitely see Denver. I wouldn't really want him to go to Denver, but I can see it happening. I've seen a lot of rumors. I'm also not sure if Aaron Rodgers wants to live in Denver. You just lived in Green Bay like pretty much his whole life. Maybe he wants to go somewhere warm, kind of like what
Man.
Brady did. And that's why maybe I can see him going to San Fran and replacing Jimmy G. That would be crazy. I have heard people say Deshaun Watson wants to go to San Fran. But if Aaron Rodgers went there, that would be incredible. I don't know if
Jeez,
San Fran's
imagine
willing to give
Aaron
up the pieces
Rodgers
for him.
with Debo Samuel.
That would be insane. That team would
Damn.
be insane.
Wow.
I've seen a lot of people say the Giants. I don't think the Giants, to be
The
honest.
Giants suck so bad, though. I mean,
Giants
like
are
it's
so
you know
bad.
what? This is a team that was like a dynasty in years past, but they've sucked now for so long.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
what you said before another time that we talked, straight up swap Dak Prescott for Aaron Rodgers.
That would hurt my heart. That would have really hurt my heart. And
I think
honestly, I
that
think the
Skip, I think
Cowboys,
Skip would love that, but I don't think there's anybody else who'd love that. And I don't think that I can't see them doing anything like that anyway.
I
So
honestly think the
getting around.
Cowboys would waste him. If they That would be an interesting trade. Straight up Dak Prescott for Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers is done his contract, so it would have to be a sign-in trade. And I don't even think he's on good enough terms with Green Bay that he would agree to a sign-in trade. He doesn't really care to help them. He had that whole scandal in the summer. I know he does. He probably has a soft spot in his heart because he played there for so long. But I think he's just going to get out of there, not a sign and trade. But if I'm the Cowboys, Dak Prescott's got to go, and I think McCarthy's got to go too. That's another thing. I don't think Aaron Rodgers wants to play for McCarthy anymore.
Oh, what's
Um,
right. That's right. It's his old coach, and it kind
yeah,
of they didn't really get along all that well.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers wants to play for McCarthy anymore, and I don't
No.
think Jerry is going to fire McCarthy, which is depressing for Cowboys fans because McCarthy's a yes man. Jerry Jones loves yes men. He's all about himself, and he's going to keep McCarthy, which is just sad for Cowboys fans. I don't really care that much. I don't have a lot of pity for Cowboys fans. They're pretty annoying, and especially Skip Bayless. I said it earlier, but Skip Bayless has just changed so many people's opinions on the Cowboys and also Tom Brady. It's just like God, he's so obnoxious. So I don't think Aaron Rodgers will go there, but I guess we'll see kind of how this plays out. This is gonna be an interesting offseason because Deshaun Watson has literally played 0 games this season. He hasn't played a single snap of football. I think a lot of people are forgetting about him. I kind of do
Yeah.
want him to go to Miami. Um, with
He's
Gesicki
got
and
some,
Jalen Waddle.
yeah, he's got some serious allegations against him, though. I mean, you got to wait till that plays itself out. I mean, he could be like a stick of dynamite. If those things get proven true, he's going to get suspended by the league.
Yeah,
He's going to be basically persona non grata. Like nobody's going to want him. Despite his tremendous talent, they're just not going to want to have to address, to the league.
yeah,
Hey, you know what do you, to the fans, how come you're, taking this guy who's sexually abused all these people or
yeah,
whatever the charges are. These are just allegations right now.
for sure.
You don't want to take that kind of a chance for your main quarterback. But if he is exonerated, I mean, if they find out that it's not true or it's not proven, whatever, yeah, of course he's going to be good in the right circumstances. But he needs the right kind of coach as well. And he's going to need the right system and the right players, like everybody, right? Aaron Rodgers, he's not going to go somewhere that doesn't have some really good receivers, right?
Yeah,
Some possession receivers, some deep threats. Like otherwise, it's useless. What do you want to bring Aaron Rodgers in for if you got no receivers?
yeah,
Quarterback's only as good as his receivers, and you saw that even today. That really Mike Evans kind of made those like amazing plays towards the end, but you know what? He didn't really have a ton of weapons to go to. And Gronk, I don't know. He felt like he was. Oh, actually, he was covered pretty well. Was covered pretty well. That's right. There was one pick on an attempt to throw to him, and almost a second pick on an attempt to throw to him. There's some very good coverage there. You got to credit the Rams for that. Honestly, the Rams defense was pretty damn good up until the very end when Brady burned them. But they're going to be tough. San Fran's going to have a hard time against Aaron Donald and company, man. Like they and Von Miller. Like that's a one heck of a defense that they're going to be fighting against. I honestly can't see San Francisco winning, but then I couldn't see them beating the Green Bay, even though I know a lot of people said, oh yeah, San Francisco is going to win. I mean, I'm just watching the game. They look like crap.
yeah, yeah. I guess it'll be interesting. We'll definitely be here talking about that game. It's going to be super interesting. Uh, yeah, probably going to wrap this up. Not going to talk about any basketball today. There just hasn't really been that much crazy stuff going on in basketball, but we're definitely going to talk about Russell Westbrook soon. I feel like we got to. AD is supposed to come back for the Lakers. So next episode, I think we're definitely going to watch that Lakers game and talk about AD's impact and see how Russ plays. That team has not really been fully healthy at all. So that should be interesting. But I hope you guys drop a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us for just unique perspectives and something that you don't hear every day. Boomer, what do you got to say to wrap this one up?
Hey, you know what? This has been a lot of fun. I love it. Remember, old school defense, special teams wins games.
No.
Don't forget that.
OBJ
Forget
and
the
AD.
fancy stuff. Do the basics. Love it though. This is fantastic playoffs. It's stuff that's kind of not predictable. That's what makes it a lot of fun. I'll say that.
Yep. All right, guys.
Thanks for having me, dude. This has been fun. Take care, guys.